Hello, boys and girls. Now that you've had a chance to talk with your family and friends about your predictions of Tar Beach, let's go ahead and give it a whirl and get started reading. Okay, so again, this book is titled Tar Beach by Faith Ringgold. And here we are on the first page. I will always remember when the stars fell down around me and lifted me up above the George Washington Bridge. And here is the little girl flying above the George Washington Bridge. Next page. And when we read, boys and girls, we always begin from left to right. And when you finish the last word, you drop down to the next word in the next sentence. I could see our tiny rooftop with Mommy and Daddy and Mr. and Mrs. Honey, our next door neighbors, still playing cards as if nothing was going on. And there they are playing cards, and she's flying around all through the sky. And BB and baby brother lying real still on the mattress, just like I told him to, his eyes like huge floodlights tracking me through the sky. So she told her little brother, just watch and you'll see me fly through the sky. Do you think that's possible? And again, think about the words that I'm saying. Tar. Tar is something that we use on roads and rooftops to seal them, and it's black. And because some people in some places don't have a lot of space in the environment that they live in, they actually socialize in communities on the top of their buildings, on the rooftops. And in a city like New York or Washington, D.C. or Maryland, places where there's lots of people but not lots of space, and even in places like Chicago, they have a lot of rooftop settings where communities and people who live in the building get together up top on the roof. And it's perfectly fine. They enjoy themselves. And what is the sky look like? Excuse me, not the day, but what does the sky look like? What's the setting? Who are the characters? Think about those things as we read. What's happening in the story? Is there a problem? And if so, how do they solve it in the end? So, here is Casey. Louise Lightfoot is her name, and she's taking a journey across her city. Sleeping on Tar Beach was magical. Lying on the roof in the night with stars and skyscraper buildings all around me made me feel rich, like I owned all that I could see. And that's Casey talking. The bridge was my most prized possession. So she loved flying at night, and she loved the bridge. Look at those beautiful illustrations. Look at the yummy food. Watermelon. Looks like tea and maybe some chicken. Yummy. Look at the beautiful plants on the rooftop. And they usually decorate their rooftops really nice. Here we go. Daddy said that the George Washington Bridge is the longest and most beautiful bridge in the world, and that it opened in 1931 on the very day I was born. That's her daddy and mommy when she was born, Casey. Daddy worked on that bridge, hoisting cables. Since then, I've wanted that bridge to be mine. because she wanted that bridge to be hers. Daddy worked on the bridge and he worked a lot of hours. And she said, since then, I wanted that bridge to be mine. Let's find out. Now I have claimed it. All I had to do was fly over for it to be mine forever. I can wear it like a giant diamond necklace. Whoa, she's gonna put that bridge on her neck to wear? No, she's just using a simile. Okay, that just means you're saying something that means something else in comparison to something like a bridge with all the sparkling lights. She could wear it around her neck like a necklace and fly all through the night, or just fly above it, marvel at its sparkling beauty. I can fly, yes, fly. Me, Casey Louise Lightfoot, only 8 years old, in the 3rd grade, and I can fly. That means I am free to go wherever I want for the rest of my life. And there's Casey flying in the sky, free as a bird. Next page. Daddy took me to see the new union building he was working on. That's Casey and her daddy. They're going to see the building that her daddy's working on. He can walk on steel. Forgive me, boys and girls, I'm reading from the side. He can walk on steel girders high up in the sky and not fall. They call him the cat because he's so delicate when he walks and he doesn't fall down. Construction company. So her daddy is he's a construction worker. Great. And are you looking at the scene, the setting, and the characters? Remember what we talked about. That's Casey and her daddy walking to see the new building that he's building with other people. He's not building the building alone. But still, he can't join the union because Grandpa wasn't a member. Her daddy works very, very hard, but he can't be a part of the company because his daddy wasn't a member. Well, Daddy is going to own that building because I'm going to fly over it and give it to him. Then it won't matter that he's not in their old union or whether he's colored or half-breed Indian, like they say. Oh, no, guys. Remember we talked about how people are different on the outside, but we're all the same on the inside? This is sadly the problem that Casey's daddy is having. He can't be a part of something because of the color of his skin. And remember we talked about, and we had our experiment with the eggs, and we cracked the eggs, and guess what happened? You're right. They were the same on the inside. So that's nonsense. But Casey, she said it's okay. He's going to have that building someday. I am going to fly over it and I'm going to give it to him. Do you actually think she's going to be able to give her daddy that building? Is she thinking and dreaming about it, or is it real? Let's find out. The union building. A union is when people are together, but they weren't together, and that bothered Casey. She loved her daddy so much. He worked so hard every day, and he deserved to be a part of the company. He'll be rich, she said, and he won't have to stand on 24-story high girders and look down. He can look at his building going up. How about that? He'll own that building someday. And that's her dreaming about her dad. Not as a construction worker, but the owner of that building. Wouldn't that be awesome? And here her daddy is. And mommy won't cry all winter when he goes to look for work and doesn't come home. Because construction workers, in the wintertime, their work they don't have a lot of work. And they don't get paid if they don't work. And so mommy is so sad every winter because work slows down when it's cold outside. They can't work outside. And he goes out looking every day. So she says, I'll buy that building for my daddy, or I'll fly over it and give it to him. And then he won't have to work so hard, and he can be a part of the company, and mommy won't have to cry every time daddy leaves. And mommy can laugh and sleep late like Mrs. Honey does. There's Miss Honey sleeping late. And maybe her husband has a job where he doesn't have to get up really early and be out in the cold. And then it affords Miss Honey to be able to sleep in late because she takes care of the house while her husband goes off and works his job. But there's Casey and her daddy and mommy. And she says, and we can have ice cream every night for dessert. So mommy won't have to work so hard and she can sleep in. And that's her dreaming about mommy sleeping in. And then that's them having ice cream every night. Every kid wants ice cream. Who doesn't want ice cream every night? I'd love some ice cream. Would you like ice cream? Would you love for your mommy and daddy to have a really nice job where they didn't have to work so hard and they could buy nice things for you and they could be around you all day? Wouldn't that be great? Here's the ice cream factory. Next, I'm going to fly over the ice cream factory just to make sure we do. So, it seems like anything that Casey Lightfoot flies over in her dream, maybe it will become real, a reality. Here's Casey on top of the roof. Tonight we're going up to the tar beach. Mommy is roasting peanuts and frying chicken, and Daddy will bring home a watermelon. Mr. and Mrs. Honey will bring the beer and their old green card table. And then the stars will fall around me and I will fly to the Union Building. So there she goes on her journey all over again. All over again she starts her journey. And they're up on the rooftop enjoying each other once again. That's a family and friends in their community. And they're up on the rooftop having such a wonderful time. And she's just dreaming about all the wonderful things that she would do for her family. I'll take BB with me. He has threatened to tell Mommy and Daddy if I leave him behind. So now she's going to take her brother on her daydream. Wow, isn't that great? They're going to daydream and hope together. I have told him it's very easy. Anyone can fly. Maybe when she says fly, she's actually talking about dreaming. Anyone can dream. Can you dream? I can dream. So there goes Casey and BB flying across the city. All you need is somewhere to go that you can't get to any other way. The next thing you know, you're flying among the stars, Casey told her brother. So you don't need anything but your what? Your imagination, and you can go anywhere you want to go. just like Casey and BB. The end. And there is the whole family and the neighbors, and Casey's back with her family and her brother BB, and they're laying down on the tar beach where she laid all along, daydreaming about all the wonderful things that she would do. I really enjoyed reading that story to you. Now let's talk a little bit about the problem. The problem that they had in the story. What do you think the problem was? Let's go back and take a look. Maybe the problem was her dad. Remember we talked about her daddy not being able to be a part of the union, but he worked so hard and having to go out really early in any type of weather, whether it was hot, rainy, or cold, and that's not fun. And then maybe the problem was that Mommy was sad when Daddy had to leave. And she wished so much that her daddy could maybe own that building someday and not have to do all of that hard work. In addition to that, she wanted her mommy to be able to rest and sleep in, and for them to have nice things every single day, like ice cream with the family. That's really simple, but guess what, boys and girls? Some people don't have the pleasures of simple things like ice cream, and that's all Cassie Lightfoot wanted. So she dreamed a dream. She thought, and then she was so kind and sweet. She took her brother along on her journey. She said to him, all you need is a place to go, and you can use your imagination to go anywhere you'd like to go. So, boys and girls, the power of thought, the power of dreams, the power of prayer can help you to overcome any obstacle in your life. And that's how Casey Lightfoot felt. And maybe someday her daddy won't have to work so hard. Her mommy can sleep in. They can have nice things every day in family time. And she'll be free. Thank you, boys and girls. And we'll have another story tomorrow. Don't forget, talk with your mom, talk with your family about the story, about the characters in the story. And did some of your predictions come true? I wonder. Post it for me and let me know. But talk with them about the setting, the plot, beginning, middle, and end, and the problem and solution in the story. And draw me a wonderful illustration about your favorite part in this story titled Tar Beach by Faith Ringgold. Have a great afternoon, boys and girls.